Hi friend, my freezer is empty. It is time for my every other month meat run. Hey baby, come get in the car. I'm gonna drop off the older kiddos with my mom, and baby girl and I are gonna go shop for some locally raised meat. So come along and shop with me. We're making 2 stops today to restock the freezer with meat. The first stop is for chicken. I live near the Bell & Evans chicken processing plant and learned recently that they have a retail outlet. In the past, I've gotten my chicken from a local Amish farmer, and it was pasture raised, and I was very happy with it. But he has been out of stock for a couple months, and I need to start getting some chicken from somewhere else. So I know that this retail outlet has some organic, air-chilled chicken, and I know that Bell & Evans also has high standards for animal welfare, and so I want to check out this outlet. I've never heard of going to a meat outlet before. As a teenager, I was an outlet shopper, so I guess I'm now at a life stage where outlet shopping for meat is actually pretty exciting to me. We've arrived at the chicken outlet. I'm excited to see what's inside because I've not been here before. I'm going to keep the camera down low out of respect for everyone there, so I won't film any faces, but I'll show you some of the merchandise. Let's go in. This place is packed with chicken. I mostly want to stock up on whole chickens, and so they definitely have enough for me to fill up my freezer. You'll see here that there's also some chicken hearts and livers and gizzards. One of the things I like about buying meat from a local farmer is that you get these parts of the animal that you might not see at your local grocery store. I haven't had chicken livers before, but I think I'm going to give them a try. I know that my dad ate them growing up and that he liked them. I tend to buy only whole chickens because they're really economical and I can stretch them across several meals and get really nourishing bone broth from them. It is the start of grilling season though, so I'm going to grab a big pack of chicken thighs too because I like having those thrown on the grill. I've been wanting to get some chicken feet to add more collagen to my bone broth, so I asked at the checkout about it and they helped me order a 40-pound box from the warehouse. I'll be able to pick that up in a few days. All in all, I'd say that was a pretty successful stocking trip. The workers were really helpful and are really proud of the product they're selling, which is something I really like about shopping local. I also am pretty pleased to have all those chicken feet on the way. I think a 40-pound box will last me, I don't know how long. I've not put them in my broth before, but I'm guessing that I'm going to have chicken feet for more than a year. The next stop is a local farm where I buy my pastured pork and my grass-fed beef. I've been going to this farmer for almost a year now, and I made a video a couple months ago about how I find local farmers. So if that interests you, I will link that video below. I found this farm on the website localharvest.org. Eating pastured meat does take a little bit of extra effort because you can't always find everything you want in the grocery stores. And it does also cost a little bit more money, but I do it for a reason. Last summer, I was diagnosed with an autoimmune disease, and I'm doing fine. This isn't a great challenge in my life, but I did make some changes because of it. I started taking medication, but I also wanted to change my diet to address some of the underlying causes of this sickness. I knew that my body was dealing with a lot of inflammation, and so I wanted to go on an anti-inflammatory diet. If you Google recommendations for an anti-inflammatory diet, you might find instructions to stay away from meat, especially red meat. And so initially that's what I thought I needed to do. But after I did some more research, I learned that pastured meat and commercially raised meat have different fat contents. Grain-fed, commercially raised animals have a high ratio of omega-6s to omega-3s in their meat. And that high ratio is really hard for a body to process and can cause inflammation. Pasture-raised animals, on the other hand, have a lower ratio of omega-6s to omega-3s. Stick with me here. I know this isn't everybody's cup of tea, but it is significant. That lower ratio is something that's much easier for a body to break down. So pastured meat can be part of an anti-inflammatory diet and can be part of a body healing from chronic inflammation. After 2 months of eating pastured meats and eating less grain and sugar, I felt different for sure. I woke up without headaches. I had become accustomed to waking up with a headache every morning. I felt leaner. I felt more energized. So that's why I'm willing to drive out to a local farmer and increase the grocery budget a little bit to buy these meats. These coolers are full of pastured pork, organic veggies, and then the other wall is coolers full of grass-fed beef. The shelves were a little bit bare, but it's because the farmer had just pulled up with an entire truckload full of meats that he had just picked up from the butcher. So he got onto the truck and pulled off for me the things I wanted that weren't on the shelves. You can see here's some beef heart and some beef tongue. I actually remember trying a bite of a cow tongue sandwich as a kid. I don't think I want to buy any today.
How many packs? Do you want a box?
Sure, yeah, a box would be great. In the past, when I've come to this farm, the farmer's mother is the one who is working at the checkout, but today she was on vacation, so for the first time I got to chat with the farmer for a bit. When he realized that I'm really interested in his work, he began to share how the demand for beef has been high lately, but the cost of raising beef has also gone up a lot. Costs of butchering, costs of getting a calf. We also realized that our kids are the same age, and it just felt good checking out knowing that I'm getting quality meat and that my money is also going straight to him and his family and the work they do. So here is my meat haul for the next 2 months. I got chuck roast, beef sausage, pork sausage, ground beef and chip steak, whole chickens, chicken thighs, and chicken livers. Plus I've got that box of chicken feet on order. Thanks for joining me as I restocked my freezer with some meat today. I am gonna actually go use some of that ground beef. Right now we're gonna have taco bowls for dinner tonight. Feels really good to have that meat in my freezer. I keep thinking that in just a few months, I think 2 months now, my chickens are gonna start laying eggs. They're growing up quickly, and my garden will be producing in a few months also for sure. And at that point, when I've got meat in my freezer and veggies from the garden and eggs from the chickens, I really don't have to make a lot of trips to the grocery store, and I feel so happy about that. That is what I wanted when we moved to this property and started this shift in our lifestyles. So thanks again for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye.